Hey everybody, how are you doing? Hope everybody had a good holiday. Hope everybody's excited for a new year. Give everybody a couple minutes to join. Hey Dr. Lester, hey Garth, hey Renee, happy almost New Year and happy New Year to you guys as well. Hope everybody's doing well. Where's everybody coming from? My year is ending up awesome. Thank you for asking, Dr. Lester. Hope everybody else year is ending up good and hope you're all excited for a new year. Welcome from Australia and Canada, Naptown. Hey Jeff, Happy New Year. North Texas, Arizona. Wow, we got people from all over. Hey Colorado Adventure Club, welcome back. We'll give everybody a minute or so and then we'll get started. Hey Eduardo, welcome back. Good to see you. Yeah, I was going to ask if those panels that we cut out on the CNC ended up working out. It's good to hear that. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, for a couple minutes on the computer, and you just really took a picture of it in Fusion, and then we loaded it in CarveCo, and it spit it out on that CNC machine. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I can't wait to see how everything turns out on that. All right, the first thing that we'll start with this evening is, did anybody else get an email about this new PETG translucent filament that they have coming out? Did anybody else see this? They sent me an email and said I was automatically entered. I'm sure everybody got the same one. Automatically entered to receive a free roll of this or whatever. Looks pretty cool. Shows some different color ranges or whatever. But I was wondering if anybody else got the email that led to this little site here. I don't do a lot of printing with PETG, but this stuff looks pretty cool. I might have to do that. Garth, you got the email too? Did you... Did anybody get the free roll? Has anybody got an email that said that they got the free roll of it? Dr. Lester, you have to click on the little send me marketing crap from Bambu, and they'll send you this type of stuff or whatever. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Some of these colors look kind of cool, and it might be cool you know, to add light and stuff to your 3D prints. This might be a good way to, you know, print with stuff and maybe hollow out the middle or something and put some sort of light source in there. It looks pretty cool though. Colorado Venture Club, not a fan, but I did get the email. Make sure you're signed up. Brad, they'll email on January 5th to notify. Interesting. So we'll all see what happens. What is that? That's next Friday, right? So we'll see on next stream if anybody got the free roll. 50 people will get one. That's interesting. Yeah, I would buy like this blue, and the gray looks pretty cool. Just to try it out. Even if they don't send me a free one as soon as it's available to buy, because I don't even think you can buy it. They only have PETG basic, and they have just the transparent, not translucent. Yeah, Garth, that's a good point. Bambu does not spam you with a ton of emails, at least right now. Wait till they get a better marketing department. And then Brad, translucent PETG is cool, but definitely not clear. I use in a lot of stuff that you make. That's awesome. Yeah, I've never used translucent PETG before. It's pretty interesting. I didn't see anything else new except maybe a couple of different new colors on some stuff, but other than that, I didn't see anything else new. Has anybody else seen anything? I only saw the translucent stuff on the email, but otherwise I think everything else is pretty much the same. So we'll go ahead and get started on some pictures here, and there was a bunch of pictures from last week's stream, so we'll go through those, and if we have time, if anybody else wants to send anything in right now, we can do that. But we had a bunch of them from last week, so we'll start with those. Yeah, I like that PET carbon fiber as well, Dr. Lester. All right, and if you remember Andy from last week with the awesome life-size bender, he sent in the what are these called? The pit droids or whatever. And you can see how tall these things are too. These look super cool. Andy, if you're out there, these things are awesome. Same questions as the other ones. How long did it take to print? How many rolls? All of that, if you're out there. And Garth, in Canada, only 5 of the 20 PLA basic colors are in stock. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, a year ago when I first was doing this, it was hard to get anything like black and white basic PLA was impossible to get at first. And then it slowly, it's not always that you can get it, but you know, for a good portion you can get it. So yeah, be patient, Garth. It'll come back into stock, and they generally want to make money, so they don't want to leave it at just 5 of the 20 in there. So I'm sure they'll get it in there. And then Dr. Lester, I'm debating getting the Prusa XL or waiting to see what Bambu does on the large format front. Yeah, I'm waiting on Bambu. I've almost got an A1. Like, I've been really debating getting the A1 because I think that thing is cool, and I like the AMS Lite or whatever. I think that's a better way in some aspects, and other aspects maybe not. But I think I'm going to wait another month or two before I make a decision on a new printer, but I would like another larger fully enclosed printer is really what I'm looking for. Yeah, these pit droids are pretty awesome. And Garth, the A1 and the AMS take up a lot of room. They do. Having 2 AMSs takes up a ton of room as well. And Dr. Lester, I'm focused on practical prints that need enclosures for engineering materials. Yeah, I mean, the A1 can, I guess, has a bed temperature of 100, and it says it can do all this, that, and the other. And even, you know, like the P1P and P1S are somewhat enclosed, but like the X1 is enclosed, you know, so like all the different type of materials. And I'm going to be doing one that I haven't printed with at all in next week's video. And it's things like that, you know, like it opens up a lot of doors to like a lot of those new engineering materials. And that's exactly what I'll be checking out. And, you know, having a fully enclosed printer definitely opens it up to that. And that's why I've kind of held off from the A1 and just waiting to see what they do, you know, hopefully with the larger format X1. And an AMS similar to the A1. And I don't care about doing 16 colors, but having 8 is really, really nice. And then this bender looks cool too. Look, there's rust on him. And lights and everything looks super cool. All right, and then next from the ones that were sent from last week is Brad. And it's a Homer ornament. That's really cool. I like that one. Where is this one? Is this a Maker World one or one that you made, or where did this one come from? Maker World? Yeah, that's really cool. That's a cool one. You left them in Christmas trees around town at stores and stuff. That's awesome. Everybody that got to take down the trees and stuff is going to be like, what the heck is this? That's pretty funny. An agent of chaos. That's funny. All right, thanks for sending that one in, Brad. Next on the list is Hotfix. I don't know if you're out there or not, but you sent in a bunch of pictures as well. First one is Groot. That's a pretty cool one. I think I've printed that same one or one similar to it. I like that one. That one turned out good. I don't know if Hotfix is out there or not to tell us about his print. Wow, I have no idea what this is, but it looks cool. Anybody know what this is? It looks really crazy. This is the right arm 45-degree support free. I believe it'll make that support free. And even that one too. I would try it without supports myself. Is it a kaleidoscope? Yeah, it does look kind of like a kaleidoscope. Is that like a 5-color rainbow filament? That's crazy. Telescope, maybe? Yeah, kaleidoscope, telescope. I don't know. You think so? I think the left arm would make it if it's flat, but it may not be flat. If it was flat, it would just print, you know, this all the way up, and then it would eventually connect, and then that, I think it could do it. But if this is like pointed down or whatever, then I think it might need supports there. I printed one similar to this and I didn't use supports on it. And I think I don't know if his hand is up, but I believe it made this gap as well on the one that I printed. If every finger was touching the bed, or if his hand is flat on the bed. But it does look like every finger is touching. So that becomes like a tree support, right? Kind of. If all the fingers are pointed down, it's hard to tell. Yeah, these look cool. I wonder what kind of filament this is. Very shiny. This white almost looks like a pearl. That looks really cool. The purple too looks really cool, really shiny. Yeah, tree on Groot. How meta, that's funny. Wow, that looks crazy. So I lived in Fort Hood, Texas, and I lived in an apartment on the first floor, and it rained super heavy one night, and all these little lizard gecko things were all on my door, on the outside of my door, but very similar to this. That's pretty funny. But yeah, in Killeen, Texas, a bunch of them were on my door like this, trying to get away from the water. It was pretty funny. I had a cat at the time, and he was swatting them things down, trying to eat them. It was pretty funny. Never seen anything like that. They are good luck. I wonder how he got all of these to stick on here. Is it just glue or something, or was there something special? I don't know. Looks cool though. And it does remind me of when I almost got invaded by geckos. My cat was going crazy trying to kill him. This one looks really cool too. Is this some sort of marble filament? Yeah, that turned out really cool. Magnets on the feet and a metal door. Yeah, that's a good call. Could be. Little hollowed out spots on the feet for little magnets or something. Oh wow, I didn't notice there's like a purple layer, then this layer. And that looks like maybe it's painted. That looks really cool. I like the color contrast there. Looks really, really neat. A glitter filament. Yeah, glitter or marble or whatever kind of filament. But I like that purple on the bottom. It looks really cool. Like a reverse shadow or something. Like it looks like it's glowing without it being glowing or whatever. Like underglow. That was the word I was looking for. It looks like underglow. Yeah, right, Lester. It looks. I thought it was like underglow or something at first too, but it's actual filament, so it looks like it always has underglow. It's a really good idea, really cool idea. One I would look to incorporate in more prints because that looks right. You have cool lighting without having the lighting or something. That looks cool. A really nice touch. Hot fix. If you're watching this, that's a really good idea there. Really cool. There's a close up of it. It does look like the gills are painted. At least to me. All right, let's see what else. Oh, this is a cool little gear thing. Is this one of those multicolor filaments here too with these gears? That looks really, really cool. Is that some sort of fidget spinner or something like that? I'm wondering. Robert could use a little paint on the eyes. Yeah, that's a good point. Some more color on the eyes or something. Yeah, it does look like the gear is print in place, Dr. Lester. Although it looks like there's texture here and here. But that could be the top pattern. But it looks like the layers are crawling up that way. Can't really... Yeah, these layers are crawling up this way. It's hard to tell. Yeah, see, these layers are going in a different direction than those and this. So I think, yeah, I don't know if it's print in place. And then Robert spinning it would create interesting effect with the multicolor filament. Yeah, it would look cool with that blue and that green. I agree with you. And then Brad and Dr. Lester, I agree on the filament. I mean, it's cool that they have their own filament and the little RFID and all of that, but one thing that impresses me with that printer is it prints all of it. eSun, Ace Adity, Sunlu. That thing prints pretty much all of it. The only real trouble I've had is with the G-Tech filament from Amazon. And that's the only one. Otherwise, everything and all these companies send me the different filaments and everything, and they all run in there just fine. So I agree with you. I do use their stuff and have the membership or whatever and do all of that. And a lot of it has to do with the videos that I make, but otherwise, all the rest of that stuff works just fine. No one is hacked out. Not that I know of on the RFID, Dr. Lester. On the blue gear, what is happening on the left side? It looks like these run down that groove. So this would spin this way and this would spin this way. Or wait. Yeah. So if this was spinning clockwise, this would also be spinning clockwise, it looks like to me. But who knows? I'm not an engineer. And then Zavith, 2 questions. Your P1S. How can I tell when it needs a new filament cutter? How can I tell when it needs a new nozzle? Thank you. On the filament cutter, that should be part of your maintenance that you're doing, like every 3 months, is to take that out and take a look at it. And what you want to do is look and make sure there's no chips or anything in the blade itself. So that's what you want to look at the filament cutter, and you should be at least inspecting it every 3 months as part of your maintenance. And then how can you tell when it needs a new nozzle? When it's not printing right and it's not flowing correctly out of the nozzle. That's what I've experienced in the 1 or 2 that has gone bad on me. I ran some carbon fiber filament early through one of my 0.4 nozzles, and it didn't print right after that, and like the flow was kind of messed up after that. So that's what I would look for on that. Otherwise, like doing the lithophanes requires a different size of nozzle, and then for carbon fiber stuff I recommend a larger size nozzle. Although the 0.4 will work and it says it'll work, I had one bad experience, so I don't use it anymore. I hope that answered your question. And then Brad, half the time my AMSs don't read the RFID unless I power cycled the printer. So aside from better flow rates for some slightly faster PLA prints, I don't see the value. And you can just go in and change the max flow rate or the max volumetric speed on the generic prints, and it'll print at the same speed. But yeah, I don't see the value other than, like I said, some of the stuff I have to use for the channel. And then, has anyone bought a Sunlu S4? I have not seen that. Brad did the S4 Kickstarter, hasn't received it. On the blue gear, there's a spot that would prevent it from spinning. Not sure. I'm seeing the same thing you're seeing on that one. Top down, both would spin the same direction. That's what I'm thinking too. And Colorado Adventure Club talking about dry boxes. Live in Colorado. Recently bought a bunch of hydrometers, put one in each AMS and one outside in open air and one in a vacuum sealed bag with desiccant. All read 10%. The only one that fluctuates the open air, and if it's by the window. Yeah, the humidity doesn't really change that much here. And then, Dr. Lester, if we get time, I'll go to the Sunlu website here. We still have some pictures to get through. Let's actually get to the next one here. And then, Larry, if you're out there, we'll go through your prints next. And more shells, really cool shells for the AMSs. And I like all the modifications he's done on the AMS here too. Yeah, if they're the cheap hydrometers from Amazon, don't rely on them aside from getting a general idea of the change. Yeah, unless you're spending like hundreds of dollars on a meter, it's going to be, more or less a general idea on something. I agree with you on that, Brad. The Sunlu S4 dries 4 rolls at once. Pretty slick if you need to dry filament. Since I use a lot of PETG, it can get stringy after a while. I got a company sending me a dual roll dryer. I should be getting that next week, but I'm going to CES the week after that, so I don't know how quick I'll get to that one, but I'll be reviewing a 2-filament or a 2-roll dryer here pretty soon. And Garth, you got the Kickstarter about a week ago. Haven't tried it yet. Yeah, I have an idea for a video of where you might need something like that. Then Brad, I don't see a US option on the Sunlu site. Dr. Lester. And then you want to use the S4 to anneal large prints. It's interesting. You know, something that I was thinking about on some of these, filament dryers and everything is, on the larger like ABS and ASA prints, they have a tendency of warping. And maybe it's because the filament is, well, it gets through the nozzle and heats it up. I was wondering if maybe preheating and drying the filament would have any effect on any of that. But that's interesting to anneal larger prints. I'll have to check it out. If we get time here, I'll check it out, Dr. Lester. And then Larry just got here. Thanks for being here. And then Robert, some AMS desiccant boxes have places for hydrometers, but that is putting the hydrometer in the middle of the desiccant, skewing results. I would agree with that. I live in Colorado. I lived in Minnesota for a little while, and in the summertime, I don't think I could put enough desiccant in this thing to keep it dry. I would have to constantly, because it rained every other day up there, and the humidity was always in the 80s and all of that up there. But here in Colorado, not so much. When I lived in Virginia, it was also really humid there, and the humidity changed a lot, right? So in those places, I would, couldn't stuff enough desiccant in there. But here in Colorado, it's usually low and it stays there. It doesn't fluctuate or anything like that. So I haven't had a huge issue with it. The stuff that needs drying, I do the minimal dry time on it and it's fine, but that's just because of here. You saw a hack where a guy put heat strips in the AMS. Yeah, see, same thing. It's keeping that heat consistent in the chamber. That's actually a pretty good idea. And then printed the front ones. The rest of this is extruded aluminum, right? Didn't you say 2020 or something like that? I don't have your email up. Some sort of aluminum on there. Let's go to the next picture. Yeah, those turned out really nice. And Eduardo live in South Florida and it's very humid. Yeah, there. You couldn't stuff enough desiccant in there. I've been to Florida too, and it's super humid there. And then Brad, yeah, get the color change desiccant that you can reactivate by heating every once in a while. Yeah, if I lived in a place with a bunch of humidity, I would be definitely do stuff like that. But honestly, I just don't have an issue with that here in Colorado. The humidity in the room I print is around 55. If you run your air conditioner, which I'm sure you do a lot in Florida as well, that also dries the air inside of your house. Yeah, I really like these handles as well, Dr. Lester. They look cool. And then Larry, I replaced the side sections, had an issue with warping. Sunlu PLA Plus seems to warp a lot. That's interesting to know. A lot of people say that that is the same as what Bambu is selling. And it was these sections you're talking about had an issue warping with Sunlu. Then Robert, how many keep the top off for PLA as Bambu suggests? It also cries too if you put the texture plate in there. It even puts a little pop-up on there. It's gonna be hot. If I remember, I leave the front door open because I have a light on the top. So I don't ever take the top off, but I'll leave the door cracked or whatever if I remember sometimes. But I haven't noticed a difference either way on there. I'm sure if we put a microscope or something on it, you could tell. Robert, Brad says I print with everything closed and never have an issue with PLA or PETG. Saying I never seen a difference between there. And then Eduardo, I put desiccant in the AMS in every spool as well as in the front of the AMS. That's funny. And then Colorado Venture Club keeps his sealed up. And Garth, just keep the door open. Yeah, if I remember, I keep the door open. Sometimes I keep the door closed. And Robert, most prints closed. Doors closed and top on. AMS riser will vent the top. Jeff, you have the little riser that has the little vent on it. In Colorado Venture Club, the reason I bought it was to have an enclosed printer. I have animals that like to mess with stuff. That's funny. And Dr. Lester, Brita filters have activated carbon in them. I got some that were too large for my filters, so I'm going to use those as desiccant. Yep. And then Eduardo, I did see the emails on how you installed the bento box. Yeah, and then Robert, ambient temperature of the area has an effect as well. I like those bed plate storages in there as well. Those look cool. I just have the little stands that stand up beside it, and I hate them. I'd rather have it integrated into something like this. My house panthers are very inquisitive. Luckily, they don't mess with the printer, but anything else, unless managed, is fair game to them, especially if it's warm. That's pretty funny. And then where's the guy with the shells? All of the crazy ones. That's Joe. I haven't seen an update on those, but he's got the big old shelf system. I think he's up to 10 or more rolls on that one. And then Eduardo, I did see the hole in the back, but again, my power outlet is in the front, so it actually helps me out to go out the front. If I went out the back of my printer, I'd have to add a whole bunch more wire and route it around the poop chute around the left-hand side and do all of that. And that's way more intense than I wanted to be on that thing. Larry, you're trying to catch up to him? How many rolls in are you with these, Larry? And I think you have a set, and then I think you said that you printed a set for your son or something like that. How many rolls in are you? Are you up to 10 rolls with this yet? Because it's 10 rolls or more to impress, Larry. So that's the bar that Joe has set for us. You're at 8 rolls. Yeah, you got a couple more rolls to go. All right, and then let's move on to Mark, who sent us some pictures as well. Looks like some of his Halloween ones. Robert, can you hear me? I believe all my sound should be going good. It's hard to tell what is in this picture. Let's see if there's another picture of it. Oh, it looks like the other ones are coasters. It's hard to tell what that is. Yeah, maybe a haunted house or something. This looks like it was printed on the texture plate. Cool coaster. It looks like a cool RGB mouse pad too. And turn up the flow ratio. All right, we only got a couple minutes left. Let me get into some more pictures here. Renee, I think I saw you earlier. If you're still here, what was it that you said in the subject of your email? Something about finishing and it was too slow or something like that. I don't know if you're still on the stream. And if Renee, yeah, there it is. The result of a sneeze when you use activator and have 3-4 seconds to join them together. Okay, that's what it is. That's pretty funny. All right, so now that makes a lot more sense, Renee. Thank you for clearing that up. So you went to glue these together and sneezed and whoop, been there, done that. Then you're going back in to hit the print button. That's pretty funny. And then we'll take a look at Robert's paper towel holder. This thing's pretty cool as well. We'll look at the first piece of it first. And that's pretty cool. And I'm guess that goes up under the cabinet or whatever, and it hangs down so you can peel it and then pull it down and then get the sheets out. Looks really cool. Very useful. Is this just normal PLA that you printed with this, Robert? And then this is one individual piece right here. And it looks like this rubber band is what makes this go out and in so you can tear off each sheet. This is really cool. And this is, I'm assuming, printed on your carbon fiber build plate again. Really cool texture that leaves on there. And this is really cool design, all of this. Yeah, I really like the the finish that that bill plate leaves on all of your stuff. It looks really, really cool. Better than the normal finish. The PEI textured plate leaves a cool finish on there as well, but like these look really cool. Oh, the pin retracts with the rubber band as well. Oh, to slide in. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, where did you get this design from? Or did you make it? Yeah, you designed it. Sorry, I missed that message on, or that chat on there. That's really cool. Do you have it posted anywhere, or are you selling it on Etsy or anything like that? This is a really cool idea. Really cool design. But yeah, that looks really cool. You have it on printables? Awesome. I'll have to go out there and put a like button and download that. Looks really cool. All right. That's all the time that we have for this evening, and that's all the pictures I have downloaded. If I didn't get to your picture, I saw a couple people send some emails. We'll get to those next week. Otherwise, have a happy new year. Hope everybody has a great week, and I'll see you next weekend, or I'll see you tomorrow for the new video. Have a good one, everybody.